I've had this deck prepped for like maybe 3 or 4 weeks at the moment, and just we've been swimming in the sauce. We've been doing a lot of brewing. It just didn't feel like it was the right day to play it for a while. But I think today's the right day, especially with one right around the corner. It feels like a good time to be circling back to one of the earlier brews from Brothers War when it first got released, and kind of a very spicily, slightly updated version of that deck. So this was something I was really excited for when Brothers War first came out. Trash for Treasure in combination with Scrapwork Mutt, Phyrexian Dragon Engine, and Portal to Phyrexia. We tried a lot of different versions, and we ended up finding that Splashing Green for the darling of Brothers War, or what I definitely consider to be the darling of Brothers War, Sarinth Steelseeker, was absolutely worth it. Where this is also not only like filling up your graveyard full of your targets, but it's digging you for Trash or Treasure, giving you a lot of consistency, and just generally being a great card. I believe this was a chat suggestion a long time ago to play Stuffy Doll on the shell as a Trash for Treasure / Goblin Engineer tutor target that you can win the game immediately with Asmo. So the idea is that what I especially like about it is that it's a creature, so they can be recurred by Portal to Phyrexia, because like a somewhat common line is to go Goblin Engineer, Portal to Phyrexia in the yard, Trash or Treasure the portal, and then return your Goblin Engineer with the portal to put like another target in the yard, like Dragon Engine or Sundering Titan, or now Stuffy Doll, which you could use to Asmo and just slaughter it. I also like that when you play this kind of card in a deck with Scrapwork Mutt, Underworld Cookbook, you just have discard outlets to get them out of your hand if they are a little bit underwhelming. And I'm excited to do some flashy combo kills. Just Trash Treasure this into play, Asmo it 3 times, do 18, and I think that kind of thing is definitely something that this deck was looking for access to. David, 19 months, thank you. Big Fluff with the 32. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, and I think I don't know. Like I've had a few decks like this. They're just kind of like ready to go whenever. And it just has to be ready on the right day. Today it feels like the right day. Esther, I'm gonna mulligan this hand very close. I think this one of these other lands is just like any spell. I think we could keep. Could maybe keep on the play on the draw. Turn 2 Asmo. Not too bad. I think our 6-card hand on average is better. How we tested offline. I mean, I've done so much playing off stream this weekend. So much. This is a deck I have played a lot of too. Okay, put this back. Put this back. I have done a lot of playing of this deck, yes, but I did so much brewing and losing this weekend. I also did like a whole YouTube video for one. I did a lot of recorded video for Channel Fireball, did a lot of writing. I was very, very busy this weekend, but this is kind of also an issue where when your brews are going really well, you don't have to spend that much time with them off stream, and when your brews are going badly, it's really easy to spend like an entire weekend with them and just have them not be that good. And it's like extra frustrating too when like my main goal is to like find something exciting for these kind of like the calm before the storm days. And I've had this one ready to go. I have played a league with this deck. Stuffy Doll felt like an interesting inclusion, worth playing, but ultimately not like something that totally shakes up the deck. But this deck's also like something I wanted to play again now, because this is the kind of deck that we're not going to return to for a little while, probably when 1 comes out. Sorry, maybe a little bit of a long-winded answer there. Shark with the Switch Prime, thank you. And Panda with the 32 months. Lemon with the 18. Gabroth with the 3 years. Big Fluff with the 32. David with the 19. I always felt like these. I feel like this version of the Trash for Treasure deck was the best. And we had I remember that. Like, I was really satisfied with this version after like hammering out, several different versions on stream. And we had a pretty good day with this one. And then someone suggested Stuffy Doll. I had to stop off stream. I liked it. But we just played so much of it, I didn't want to circle back to it. But I do feel like this is a deck that I did want to show off more because we had a lot of versions that were worse, and then like the green, this green version I think is like significantly better than the other version we had. Maybe this deck got a little bit overshadowed by the like more fair green red food deck, where like it usually feels like that version is a little bit more higher floor, if that makes sense. Do you think Hellraiser will be more influential for Modern than the Sphere land that copies Amulet? I don't know. I made a YouTube video talking about these cards. Shark with the Switch Prime. Like the answer is yes. Oh, interesting. If they sack this desk, it goes to my graveyard. The answer is like, the short answer is yes. The long answer is you never know how good a card is till you play it. But it's also like, if I'm just wrong about Hellraiser and it turns out that like this card that copies Amulet just is a staple or almost a staple in Amulet Titan and sees no play elsewhere, like how impactful is that? I don't know. I think Hellraiser is really, really good. I haven't cast the card yet, so I could be wrong, but I'm a big fan. I'm gonna put the portal to Phyrexia in the yard. Doc, 35 months, thank you. What's the first Hellraiser brew you lined up? You're gonna have to tune into the stream to find out. I have a few different like rough drafts, and so I've also like I've been working on Decklist, of course, for one. But the thing is like I want every single stream to be good. I put like off-stream work into every single stream for both Dark Souls and for Magic. And so I've still been like more focused on like these like 2 days before the cards become available, just because like these are the hardest streams. These are the hardest streams, people, because people are antsy, and I don't know. I always like want these streams to be really interesting. I have a few rough drafts. I also don't know exactly what version we're gonna go with, but I have ideas that I think are exciting, and I'll have a few drafts hammered out. But it's also like unlikely we'll get Hellraisers before Thursday, unfortunately. Aren't cards available on the 7th? I was under the impression they were available sooner than that. If I'm wrong, then we're all fucked. Do we play around Spell Pierce here ever? I think my opponent maybe would have sacked this desk if they. Yeah, I guess the fact that they're probably gonna Spell Pierce my cookbook if I cast it here means that I kind of like doing this. Mackie, 3 months, thank you. Especially with them missing their land drop too. So it looks pretty good. Wins too. Ask the real questions, huh? What is Doll good against? It's good against opponents who have life points. It's also like good against Murktide, I think, or like good enough against Murktide. But for the most part, you're playing this as like a kind of combo finishy card, which I have found is something I'm kind of interested in. Don't know if I'm ever discarding this forest to kill the Channeler. I mean, Channeler's pretty scary, but I need this third land. I could have also played this so that I could get a Gingerbread Cabin next turn. Asmo plus the new Elephant was the mix 3/3 golems. Yeah, I think that card is good. I think that's an interesting shell for it. There are some people in the YouTube comments that thought that card is an artifact and you only need one more artifact to make it work, but it's not. I read a lot of YouTube comments this weekend, and I maybe am dumber now. They're not playing their Ragavan. I would have had the exactly the cabin here. I'll just unearth the Mutt. Yeah, stared into the YouTube abyss. So I think I'm gonna like, I guess not on their upkeep. I'll kill the Channeler if they kill my Asmo end of turn. And then I'll just wait Because they might want to dash Ragavan, and then in that case, I'd probably kill the Ragavan, mostly to like make their mana a bit harder to use here. Always tough to multi 5 against Murktide round 1 on a Monday morning too. The punish for not shocking on turn 2. I mean, if I shocked on turn 2, I'd be at 6 and be dead to a few different things here, right? You're dead to that. This article says motor release is February 7th. Fuck. That's a week from tomorrow? Wondering if any of the fish emojis active? I thought that they were like all active. Yeah, there we go. They pushed the date back. Well, that sucks. That sucks too. It used to be a Dark Souls stream. I'll just do Dark Souls for a week, get the run, and then pivot back. Alright, gonna cut the Sundering Titan, bring in the Emperion. Bring in the bridge. I don't usually bring in Lantern against them. I'm gonna cut the Mite. Click submit. No answer to Hearse. Maybe we should. Yeah, we should have a needle. Should have a needle. You're right. Not convinced that this is the cut. Just like need to get it in before finalizing. I think I want to keep the Stuffy Doll in. What's the combo Stuffy Doll? Asmo. Yeah, I think the Dusk was fine to be the cut. Oh yeah, it is true. They can snipe the needle like they did the other day with the Ragavan. Yeah, it is a shame Finale's really expensive. Just curse you, EDH. What's funny is like this card is like almost the same in this deck if it just doesn't have like the +10/+10 text. Like if X is 10 or more, creatures get +X/+X. It's just the same card in this deck. Maybe not the same in like Devoted Druid. But if it didn't have that text, it would be like a $1 card instead of like a $30 card. Is Ricochet Trap a reasonable card for Rhinos? I feel like it can be 5th Dispute. I wouldn't call it unreasonable. Sounds really good. And it's 7 cards. Awesome. I wouldn't call it unreasonable. I will say that to some extent people like really just freaking hate counterspells and they like overcompensate for them a little bit, but like four Mystical Dispute, 4 Force of Negation is probably like as many as you need. Like you could also play Teferi Time Raveler instead. Like you should be playing white in your Rhinos decks. I don't know. I think I'm like I don't know that I would play Ricochet Trap. But I also don't like that it doesn't beat Flusterstorm. I just feel like I'm always getting Spell Pierced every turn of every single game. Could Kefnet's last word be good in Pioneer Fires? Like, there will be moments that card is good, but the problem is, the problem with cards like Kefnet's Last Word is that when you don't have fires, they're incredibly underpowered, and, I'm not even sure that kind of effect is that strong against the format, where, like, against, like, humans and Rakdos and mono green, I feel like just healing a creature is, you know, something that they can come back from pretty easy. Ethical Pickle, 4 months, thank you. Not that it's like a weak effect, but like the downside is really big. And, you know, it has to compete with every single other 4-mana spell in Pioneer. Monkey, monkey, monkey. They got that Spell Pierce up as well, it seems. Could bait Spell Pierce on Cookbook by just casting a Cookbook here. They could really own me though if They just don't play into it. So, well, we can go ahead and just make a Saga token. I think that's okay. Maybe playing a little bit too much into a sweeper, but that's okay also, probably. Especially if they ever tap out for Brotherhood in, that maybe like opens us up to Trash or Treasure. Goonie, 14 months, thank you. Do I think Rebo Salvo is any good? It straight up kills Kaldra, so I was wondering if it could be a sideboard option. Other things. Killing Kaldra is not a very relevant thing in Modern at all. Like, the best way to kill a Kaldra is to just kill a Stoneforge Mystic. And Affinity for Equipment is like a cool ability, but isn't like very relevant at all. It is not going to be a Modern card. If removal in Modern was worse, then maybe it would be. But removal in Modern is like really, really premium, and Red does not currently have a big issue, again, fighting against Kaldra, because you're just like really naturally very good against Stoneforge Mystic. That's like a big feature of Red, is that you just get to kill the Stoneforge Mystics. Not that difficult. Maybe I should have tapped this instead, so if they have Brotherhood in, they can't connect with the Ragavan. Like this version over Troll King or Just Indeterminate. I usually think that this version is higher ceiling, lower floor than the Troll King variant. I think that you get a little bit of extra equity against some of the linear decks with the Trash for Treasure deck that you are kind of weak when you're playing the Troll King version. It's similar. It's kind of hard to evaluate. Okay, no Brotherhood End is good. Hopefully no explosives. But yeah, there are definitely strengths to this version. Could Rin and 6 be a good sideboard card for the deck? No, I think that I think that you've maybe correctly identified that Rin and 6 is not more important than any of our other 2-drops in this shell. But Rin and 6 is not a sideboard card. It is just, I don't think that there's almost any time you should ever sideboard it. There's maybe exceptions, but if we could just remove the for the grindy matchups brain rot that people have, this is for the grindy matchups. If we could just figure out a way to kill that meme or whatever, modern players would start winning more. Modern players would start to win more. Is Portal to Phyrexia good? Dude, it's great when it's in play. It's great when it costs 3 mana. It's bad when it costs 9 mana. Doc, 19 months, thank you. Sorry for the beep, 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 beep. Alright, do you have a Spell Pierce opponent? Speak honestly. How'd the no-hit run go last night? So I ended up, having a gap in my knowledge that I do think I've fixed at this point. But I didn't realize that... I went back and watched Dino's Guide. I'm pretty embarrassed. So we were hitless up until Gargoyles, and then I did what I thought was just, the normal combo against Gargoyles. Tail cut into R2 into R1, and it kept, jumping back, and then, I was thrown off my game and it hit me. But then I watched Dino's Guide again, and he's like, it's very important that you have full stamina here. And I don't think I've been having full stamina in that spot the entire time I've been practicing it. I think it's just a small RNG chance that that happens, but I couldn't figure out why it was happening, because I've been doing it the exact same way every time, and I just haven't been getting the bad RNG, I think. Or maybe sometimes I unknowingly go up to full stamina. But it shouldn't be hard to do the combo correctly going forward. Last night, we were testing a lot, I got kind of stuck. I'm like, well, I need to figure out what's going wrong here, instead of just because I don't have time otherwise. But then I figured it out really fast, and I watched the new episode of The Last of Us, which was honestly, the Last of Us TV show episode 3 is one of the best episodes of television I've ever seen. It was very touching. Don't expect to leave with any dry eyes. Top Deck lands 20 months. Hang on with the 31. stay with. Yeah, the weather's been pretty bad here. Thankfully, it's not next weekend. Because Esther hates the bad weather and the clock with the 33. Yeah. So starting today, or at least for a little while, we're gonna be back to just no hit run attempts on stream. Nerds, 15 months. I was told you're playing Stuffy Doll. Yeah, I love Stuffy Doll. It's awesome. Oh, that's cool, Dove. That's very cool. What's I saying? Oh, yeah. So we're gonna be doing a complete no hit attempts on stream for at least a little while. So the goal is gonna be, or the idea is, one hit. That's the end of the run. We'll see how long this goes, but I think that like we're ready, or maybe like as ready as we'll ever be. I really don't want to get too overconfident, but like looking back to the run like last Thursday, like with like a little bit of better luck, with a little bit of better tighter play, we could have gotten it, and it doesn't feel likely that we'll get the run on any given day, but like just with a large enough sample size and potentially like continued off-stream practice, I think we will get it. Am I Stuffy Dong with Asmo? Yes, that's the plan. That's the plan. And we can trash for treasure or portal back or Stuffy Dong. Do you think Mike and Slith Gardens will work in Asmo builds as extra books? They could. You'd have to be like probably mono red or mono black. I don't think you're ever like mono black. But like unlikely to be a good like 2-color utility land. Could be though. Anything is possible. So I'm probably gonna go Steelseeker Cookbook, tap Cookbook no matter what next turn. Where's my chef hat? Right. It's right over there. On the floor where it belongs. I'll put it on actually. I forgot I wanted to wear the chef costume on New Brews, and then like I put like so much effort into this bit, and then forgot about it kind of. Should have been a bit more careful with camera placement, maybe. I got the hat. I've been thinking I'm like gonna cut my hair after I get the Dark Souls run and just get like really shaggy and crazy until then. They discarded a copy of Unlicensed Hearst. That's probably bad, for lack of a better word. That's pretty good though, for lack of a better word. I don't think we want another one of those. Scarlet, 14 months, thank you. You're doing well. I've missed playing with Sarinth Steelseeker. This card is just like is just so crazy. My darling card from Brothers War. I do kind of think that you don't want to play it outside of the food package, or at least not right now. Maybe that's like not the case one day. I tried a few different shells. None of them were like particularly impressive though. Do Greasefang Cookbook? Do you ever Greasefang Cookbook to get a rat for a la Ratatouille? I thought I was about to answer that question very seriously. We did do, to answer your question seriously, we did do Greasefang and Asmo like right when Greasefang was first printed. I really liked the Greasefang Vial deck we played the other day though. I like that one. Could Steelseeker make it into Pioneer with the new 1 reanimating artifact? Like the 4-mana one? Which one are you talking about? Do you like Steelseeker over Shredder in the time-sieve version? That one's pretty hard to evaluate. I think if you're gonna do the Clock of Omens tech, which I honestly need to test that one a bit more. I got a little bit frustrated with that one, maybe is the best word for that. Okay, so let's go Finale, I think. They could obviously Spell Pierce, but this is better, I think, than having to discard my Engineer potentially, because I think what I want to do is discard my Cookbook. If they kill my Asmo in response, cast second Asmo. Otherwise, just kill this into cast Goblin Engineer. I think I'm putting just Phyrexia and Dragon Engine in the yard. Do you think Lotus Field could be twisted to use Leyline Binding? We've done it. The only league I've played with Lotus Field plus Leyline Binding, I 4-1'd. And I haven't played it again, so maybe one day I'll play it again. I might upkeep, get back Dragon Engine, if my Engineer lives. Engineer does live, or so for now. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and go upkeep, make a food token, then use that food token to engine, since I'd be discarding this Asmo anyways. Get to draw up to 4 cards. I refuse to be Surgical Extraction. Thank you, opponent. I will not. I will simply like transfer to a different timeline where I never got Surgical if they had Surgical here. Okay, then the Trash or Treasure. Very nice pickup on this board. I think I can offer the trade of Asmo for Channeler, because I just back up Asmo, right? Second Engineer with the Channeler is also really nice to have here. I'm going to grab the Portal. Well, maybe I don't grab the Portal, or maybe I don't offer the trade, because if I'm going to be portaling, they're going to be sacking. I think it's still fine. I'm so ahead that, like, this is also, like, an important thing. Like, even if this trade isn't, like, doesn't totally favor me, which I think it does with the Asmo in my hand, I'm just, like, really ahead at the moment, so, trading 1-for-1 when you're really ahead is, like, almost always, like, correct in these kind of spots. Not always, but I do think it's a good attack, at least. Surprised Mercurial Sparrow Dancer wasn't on my YouTube Competes with Shredder. I don't remember Mercurial Spell Dancer. You know, I did comb through everything. I'm not sure. Like I remember like Shadow Prophecy was like very recently my big miss. Honestly, just didn't look that closely at it because it was a comment. Oh, this card. Yeah, I mean, this is a 2-mana 2/1 in the red and 6 format. This could be better than I think. Maybe I could have put it in the video and talked about it a little bit. I think that this is like a card that will likely be like actually somewhat good in Legacy. Where like Legacy just has, you know, a lot less removal. Obviously, I mean, I don't play as much Legacy as I used to, but that was kind of my impression of this card. But I just don't actually really see it being that good in Modern, where like you're really gonna have to you're gonna have to untap with this card twice on average to like get a card out of it. Maybe the creature types are relevant, like a rogue is maybe relevant, but you have to get 2 non-creature spells on it, then you have to cast another non-creature spell to copy something. It could be better than I think though. Could be better. Let's see. I almost a lethal, not quite. Like, when you compare this to Dark Confidant, a card that, like, it's also a 2-mana 2/1. It can be blocked, of course, which is, you know, relevant, but it's also 2-mana 2/1, but that card always draws you a card when you untap with it. And, you know, Dark Confidant is less than played at the moment. One match one. Always feels bad to mulligan to 5. Game 1, round 1 against Murktide, but not a terrible matchup overall. And kept 7-card hands in games 2 and 3. Ooh, we have our Stuffy Doll, so we're definitely going to keep. Dude, I love Hollow Notes. Hollow Notes are so good. You watched it 3 times? That's awesome, Pingu. I mean, I do put a lot of work into these, so I'm glad that they have, you know, good reception, of course. Oh, sorry, I should have definitely discarded end of turn. I guess it's okay, because I can still have 2 foods up. So let me go... I think I'm discarding Mutt, discarding Forest. Because I might just end up... No, I'm probably going to be targeting my opponent's creatures too much. I'll still discard this and discard Mutt. So I could lose to double hammer here. I don't know that I'm supposed to be playing around natty double hammer. Yeah, but I put a lot of work into these, you know, set preview videos, so yeah, I'm glad that people were liking them. The show the rat under the hat, yeah, the Lucy that's under the hat controlling all my plays. Love to draw a Ovalchase Daredevil. Never streamed the making of the PowerPoint. It wouldn't be that interesting to watch. Like it took me like 4 hours to make the PowerPoint, and there's a lot of just like, I don't know. I think that like that kind of content is like not good. And then I also like would all of a sudden like feel this need to be entertaining during that kind of stream. You know, just not for the best. I do have a main deck Haywire Mite, which is gonna be grabbed here for sure. Let me crack in for 10. I think my plan is just kill Sigardazade if they make a Saga token. If they don't make a Saga token, that's fine. Why would they block there? I mean, now I definitely target the Sigardazade, right? Because I need to stop this from putting a hammer on the thing next turn. It didn't seem like they thought about that long. It didn't seem like they thought that something else was going to happen there. Probably a little stunned by the main deck Mite. So how bad is Cauldron here? I think bad enough to kill the Mystic. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Cauldron's not the end of the game here, but I think bad enough to like at least target this. You can blow up Cauldron. You can't actually. Cauldron only exiles itself via combat damage. So like Asmo, making it deal damage to itself does not exile it. Pretty common thought though. Probably a matchup. You board off the doll. Gonna cut the desk. Gonna bring in the Pyrite Spellbomb. Needle's okay. Joven 7 months ago, thank you. So cut the Shadowspear. Cut the Dragon Engine. Cut Mutt number 4. I played Asmo, might have target Cauldron with Asmo. Did your opponent just... it was a paper play only? Doesn't Doll let you win through bridge? Yeah, but I mean, I can win through bridge anyways. It takes some time. But like for the most part, you're just like set up a spot where you kill all your opponent's creatures and then kill your own bridge with a Mite. A lot of times you'll like recur Mite with Portal to Phyrexia too. You could play Stuffy Doll. Stuffy Doll's maybe correct to play here. I don't know. Not 100% sure. This hand is pretty good if we draw one land and we're on the draw. I guess we can't draw Saga though, so mulligan. Another one lander. I'll keep though. Keep this on 5. Put back just like these two. Yeah, as moving our own Stuffy Doll today. With how much discarding Traverse types would Traverse be reasonable to run over so many Daredevils? You know, the more and more I play decks that have Traverse in it, the more I think that Traverse just sucks. I don't... You'd have to, like, maybe playtest it some, but, like, you really want to draw Daredevil. I think, like, to be honest, like, maybe even, like, almost every single turn of every single game we've played so far, Ovalchase Daredevil would have been one of our better draws. Yeah, I think I want to be able to activate Engineer next turn, potentially. I could get a bridge. No, I need to get a a portal. Well, portal's not so like so. I could get Emperion. Emperion's not that good against Ink Moth. I'll get the portal. Banned at 18 months. I can thank you. My opponent also mulliganed, it seems. Yeah, we both mulliganed to 5. I think Traverse is low power, but best with lands and creatures you want. Yeah, like I think if you're playing Imri in a deck like this, then that's like maybe the only spot that Traverse would be good. So we could maybe work on like something like that. But like to Imri, you also need to play Bobble. There's a lot of moving pieces that are required for Imri. Okay, I'm snapping off this block. I'd love for them to hammer this instead of the Nexus next turn. This is like so incredibly good for me. Okay, so I need to go Mutt, discard. Wow, we drew a Mite. So now we even have the option to block with the Mutt if we want to. I mean, I should block. Should block. If they drew another hammer, we're dead, I guess. That would suck. Could block and sack with the Mite this turn. I think we're fine. We can like recur the Mite next turn. So like obviously if they have Spell Pierce off these 2 cards, or if they draw a hammer, we're not dead to Stone Forge Mystic. We're dead. But I think this is like just the way here. Okay, I could also get Asmo back. I think it's probably a lot safer just to recur Mite here. Okay, so we'll go Unearth Mutt, discard Daredevil, cast Asmo, grab Cookbook, play Cabin, trigger Cabin, play Cookbook. All right. Off to a nice 2-0 start here. Really, we need to Stuffy Doll somebody, though. We need to Stuffy Doll somebody today. I mean, this whole deck's really exciting, honestly. I know it's something we've played in the past, but probably not something we've played enough of, to be honest. Is Stuffy Doll just for memes? No, I think it's fine in the deck. Like, I don't think it's, like, mandatory, but I think it's, like, a good engineer target in your Asmo Trash for Treasure deck. Like, I think it fits. I think it like earns its spot. It could be like a little bit too slow, but in my limited playtesting, I liked it, and it is just a one of, and I think it plays well with the whole like portal or engineer for portal, Trash for Treasure portal, recur engineer into put the Stuffy Doll in your graveyard to recur with the portal the following turn, which is kind of slow, but like does end the game. We're up against the insect deck on the draw against their nuts, so we'll see. Hopefully they have Chalice. Maybe I don't actually. Would it make sense to play a number of Unmarked Grave instead of 4 Daredevils? No. I mean, people have suggested it. I don't think it's good. What's nice about Unmarked Grave, of course, is that you can put like your trash targets in the yard. I think it makes your mana pretty tough. I don't think Unmarked Grave is like particularly better than any of the other 2 mana spells we're currently playing. Like I would rather play Finale, Goblin Engineer, Sarinth Steelseeker, and what's my other 2 drop? And Scrapwork Mutt. I think I would play all of those over Unmarked Grave, and what's nice is like I get to play all of those over Unmarked Grave without like kind of massacring my mana base. With the splash. Maybe a bit hyperbolic, but that's fine with me. What are we doing here? Steelseeker. I think I'll just Steelseeker. I don't think they play like a little enough removal that this is probably correct. Sultai Food, Prowess, Lutrine, Etron. Very cool. Ooh, main deck Haywire Mite. They main deck 4 Haywire Mites. It's actually really bad for me, huh? Would I say this version is straight better than mono red? Yeah, I think the green splash is definitely worth it. Even just like Finale, like giving you redundancy to Cookbook is just so important. It's just so important in this deck. We're gonna see hat channel points reward. Well, I have currently 2 hats in my office now. I've got this one, and then I have the helmet. the helmet. Matthew, 41 months ago, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, this is the Grist deck. Ooh, my own Haywire Mite. They're vialing in something on my... Oh, they're vialing in Brain Maggot on my draw step. Now that's a powerful interaction. Narwhal, 60 months, thank you. Yeah, we'll be doing Dark Souls later. So we're going to be starting to do full reset attempts. 1 hit, the run is dead. Just full no-hit attempts for a little while. I still don't think we're going to get it super soon, but I think that, like, my plan now is to do, like, on-stream attempts, off-stream practice to stay fresh on some of the harder areas. Is my current strategy, and then do that for a while, see if this is a good method, and then hopefully I get the run at some point. Shouldn't Dino the helmet? 1-3 no hit while wearing the helmet. Dude, streaming with the helmet on would be such a nightmare. Alright, let's usually like to trigger the Steelseeker first. Let's draw that though. Obviously, like, a little awkward with the Haywire Mite out there, but we can still make them sack 3 creatures. Swarmyard is a really, really good card, by the way. Regenerate target insect, rat, spider, or squirrel. I actually briefly mentioned this card in my set review, because, like, the 3-mana rat is really good, but there are not very many good rats. Belwa's deck tag, if it's a good shot, I can take a look. Let me pull that card up. I want to talk about this rat really quick. Karubux. I talked about this in my video, but this card is like one of like the best tribal payoffs that would exist in Modern. It's a 3-mana 3/3. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Reveal any number of rats among them. Put the revealed into your hand. Rest in the bottom. So it's like a 3-mana Goblin Ringleader for rats that sees 5 cards instead of 4. Is a 3/3 toxic 1 instead of a 2/2, and gives your other rats toxic 1. Of course, the problem is like that. Like you can even like design a card like this because rats are not as good as goblins, but that could change one day. That like it could like if rats had like you also have Swarmyard. If rats just ever got like one more good tribal payoff, please nobody say Pack Rat. Although maybe Pack Rat to be honest, then I think you could get there. All right, so this is a Rakdos Trash or Treasure deck. Yeah, we've taken a look at a few versions pretty similar to this. Let me go ahead and soak this in. Take this turn real quick. You're probably playing too many. Oh no! They have another Brain Maggot. They do have another Brain Maggot. Imagine they take the Trash for Treasure. Yeah, it also works with Changelings. I did mention that in the video too. Okay, so like one big issue, like your biggest issue here, is that you're not doing great on your number of artifacts to sacrifice to your Trash for Treasure. So that's part of the reason why I really like the Finale, because like the best thing to sack to a Trash for Treasure is just a food token. And when you're playing for Finale, it's just like a lot easier to find that card, if that makes sense. It's not like the biggest deal in the world, obviously, too, that you don't have access to it, but that's kind of like the first issue I see here. Wow, they didn't take the they took the Goblin Engineer. I'm gonna high roll, I guess. Maybe I should be playing the Saga this turn, but I think that like I could just see a portal to Phyrexia then Trash for Treasure it right here. Guess not very likely. It's fine. We can play the Saga next turn. It's gonna get Haywire Mited maybe anyways. Okay, that's fine. So we'll go say no to this. Play a Mutt. Select the triggers so we draw before we Steelseeker. We got another Steelseeker trigger. Definitely want to keep a cookbook. Oh, well, I'll keep the cookbook in the library. I'll use my mana on this. Would have liked the cookbook. Not getting Sundering Titan right. Yeah, just gonna get Portal to Phyrexia, which will like wrath their board. They'll sacrifice these 3 probably, and then they will Haywire Mite my Portal, or maybe they'll maybe they'll have something else to sacrifice. Maybe they'll Grist to make a lot of tokens, and I'll just be like super dead. So that's kind of my big issue with this kind of build. I'll say that like you can still play this kind of build, but you need to figure out, I think, a way to get a couple more cheap artifacts in the deck. So maybe you need to be playing more Urza Saga targets, so you could do something like play Mishra's Research Desk over like one of the Bone Shards. Not sure. No green mana. Oh, that's right. They don't have green mana. That's actually really, really key. They might have some in the hand, though. Needs 4 Daredevil. Well, I think the idea is that you can play Unmarked Grave for Daredevil, so you don't have to play 4. Again, I think you probably have... Like, I don't think I would play the Feasting Troll King. I think I would probably cut the Feasting Troll King and try to figure out a way to get another cheap artifact into the deck. And I think I probably would play 1 Bone Shards 2 and play 2 more cheap artifacts. I don't really know what those are. I don't really know what those are. I feel like the finales really help you a lot. You don't need a lot more, but I want a couple more. You could even maybe just play like 2 red-black artifact lands. Oh, you are playing the artifact lands. Dude. Great deck building. Great deck building. You're actually fine on the number of artifacts. Love it. Love it, love it. Okay. Still don't think I'd play the Troll King. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Because, like, I think for the most part, if you're going to be value Unmarked Graving, you're going to get, like, a Dragon Engine or a Mutt or a Daredevil or, like, a tutor target. I don't think you'll end up getting Troll King that often. I've played combo with Reanimator or food decks in the past, and, like, the Troll King was always, like drawing Troll King naturally is just so much faster. Maybe it's still, like, fine to draw naturally, but it's, like, worse without, like, the finales and the goose. Not sure. Not sure. I wonder if, like, you just play Bitter Reunion. No, I would probably play Fable of the Mirror Breaker over Bitter Reunion here. But maybe playing a couple Fables is the right direction to go in. I also don't love the Inkwell Leviathan. What is this? What are they doing here? This is Endurance? Whenever Vexing Pest dies, gain 4. Other insects get +1/+1. Can't we engineer? Do you think that engineer can return Portal to Phyrexia? Because this is like a really common thought. That engineer both tutors Portal to Phyrexia and returns it, but it does not do that. It is not just like one of the most broken Magic cards in the format. Inkwell is because a ton of 4-color at my local store. Like, I'm not even sure that Inkwell is that good against 4-color, because like Omnath by itself could just like ignore the card completely. Let's keep that on top. Yeah, like if you just have an Omnath, like you're gaining 6 life a turn, you're taking 7. Doesn't really seem like that's like the path. I don't know why you have Manufactor in the sideboard. It doesn't make any sense to me. Shenanigans is also like not a very good removal spell. You should maybe be splashing white or green for like Haywire Mite or like Portable Hole, so you can deal with Rest in Peace and hate cards in general. I think that's going to be something I maybe recommend. Although I guess with the artifact lands, it's pretty tough. I hate Shenanigans though. Consider Path of Peril as an anti-Sanctifier Invec card. Kind of awkward with Asmo, maybe. Maybe Explosives is better. Yeah, Pyrite Spellbomb is still. Yeah, maybe just play second Pyrite Spellbomb. You're an Underworld Cookbook deck. Also, you're a Cookbook deck. You don't need a sideboard card for burn. I think it's a waste of a sideboard slot or a red aggro decks. But I would play basically anything over Shenanigans. Shattering Spree. Maybe like the new card that's like destroy an artifact at sorcery speed, or destroy an artifact at sorcery speed, or make 3 artifacts yourself. Maybe not that one. Magus, 8 months ago, thank you. How do you ever play this deck and not keep a hand with Grist, by the way, or without Grist? Yeah, not keep a hand with Grist. Is the blue-black Asmo turn deck still viable? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's a deck that I like in general, for sure. The issue I have with that one is that there's a lot of different, like, small variations of the build that I have. I'm not really sure which is the best. So, like, we tried, like, the Whir tech with Clock of Omens. Probably needed to test that more. I think you always want to splash green for Haywire Mite. I don't know that you want to play... like the splash is like not like super free, and so like Ledger Shredder over Steelseeker for mana considerations could be good. Ledger Shredder is also better against hate cards than Steelseeker is. Steelseeker is also really hard to evaluate in the deck because like when you compare it to how good Steelseeker is in the red green food deck, like red green food has a lot more like quality. Yeah, we can keep this. I'm probably going to set up for Stuffy Doll. Well, I can't cast the Engineer this turn. I guess that's going to have to be okay. That's true. I can Mutt here. I can Mutt. Can't believe you literally called it Bless and Stream. Someone says tomorrow, so one challenge. Yeah, I mean the deck's really good. Like this is something to like really be on the lookout too. This is, I think, this is the only good advice you'll hear on the stream all day maybe. Although I guess this way I'm not like making a food token. That's okay. This is the only good advice you hear on the stream all day. So listen up. A really good way to like, if assuming that you're not playing a lot and you're like not as in touch with things as you could be, but you're trying to figure out like what decks are good, a really good way to like just look at the numbers and figure out what decks are good is to find decks that are winning and putting up results but have like really low representation. And so like 8 Blast is like a really good example of a deck that is like picking up in popularity, is starting to see representation, but is doing well in tournaments despite being so much smaller represented than like Murktide or Hammer or anything. Like Murktide and Hammer, Creativity, blah blah blah, all these decks are so popular that the chances of any of them doing well on any given weekend is really high. But like looking at decks that are doing well despite being unpopular, these decks usually have like, oh dude, they have Hex Parasite Saga, that's sick. These are decks I think you should usually be on the lookout for. Was engineering the Mutt in play for the Mutt in the graveyard better than unearthing the one in the graveyard? Yeah, I guess so. Ooh, okay, they finally found a Grist. Oh boy. Fuck. So they have 5 creatures in their graveyard. I think I'm gonna chump block. Do you think they're gonna Mite my Saga here, right? Maybe they're gonna make a token instead? I don't think I'm gonna make a token. Dude, they could Mite my freaking Stuffy Doll. That's bullshit. Oh, they can't because it's a creature. Alright. So I guess I can get Springleaf Drum to put a Stuffy Doll into play this turn. But I think maybe like making a lot of food this turn is better, and then like Stuffy Dolling next turn. We could also Sundering Titan and kill none of their lands. Genius. Oops, all Sagas. this Steelseeker card is something else. Drawing enough there? It'll never be enough for me. Sarinth Steelseeker, the darling of Brothers War. So I think I'm going to kill their Brain Maggot and then kill their Saga. Oh, whoops. I guess I'll actually just keep it on top. So kill. Oh, and then they have the Swarm Yard. Damn it. Hold on. What a matchup. Well, Vat of Rebirth. Oh, let's say someone brought up like the Artifact Reanimate card. I'm like, what card is that? And I don't think they ever said anything. Have you ever considered an interesting way to discard more Daredevils for value? What? That's all we do on this channel is discard Daredevils for value. That's the only thing we've ever done on this channel is discard Daredevils for value. What are you talking about? The hand size too. Is the Stuffy Doll better than just playing a manufacturer? I mean, they're different. I don't manufacturer's okay. I think like I like Dragon Engine more as like a value 3-drop, and like Stuffy Doll is like a combo finisher, which is like good in games like this. Although maybe games like this are not that common. Have I seen Harry's tweet? No. If it's I'll look. I love Harry though. Anything to get away from this game. Just getting this game sick. Give me a clickbait title for this deck. Now that's discarding Daredevil in creative ways, huh? Harry says he's 3-1. Yeah, it does need Breach, huh? Really? Oh, I don't know. You have to draw the Breach. I mean, I'm stunned. Too stunned to speak. Oh no, they have a relic now. Fuck. Okay. Why are they doing this? Oh, they think they're getting my Daredevils. I just have another one. Okay, that's good news. What a game. What a game. So my Haywire Mite is already gone. I can't finale for it. Dude, I think I'll finale for Stuffy Doll this game. I kind of think that that's the direction we're going today. Finale for Stuffy Doll. Only against Insect Tribal, huh? Yeah, not yet. if anything was ever a tweet, huh? Okay, I'm gonna target the Brain Maggot. Dude, and I have Goblin Engineer Brain Maggot too. Or so not Brain Maggot. Oh, there's the Stuffy Doll. I guess I just want to draw it. I don't want to go through too much of my deck. So they'll regenerate with Stormyard. Dude, Stormyard is so good. It's funny, like, this is the match, like, we're really struggling with after playing against Hammer Time and Murktide. It's the Insect Tribal that's really giving us a run for our money here. I think I'm leaving back my constructs to block. Next turn I'll get my Shadowspear. Hate that the new spellbombs are unplayable. No, the black ones may be playable in like a Saga deck. But not, yeah. Maybe I guess I could have left up Engineer activation plus Saga activation. No, that's probably fine. So you want to feel like Insect Tribal? Oh, I was talking about Rat Tribal with like, but yeah, with Swarmyard specifically. Swarmyard's really good. It's really good. They peeling a counter a file? They are peeling. They're getting value out of this Hex Parasite. Why not attacking before blowing the Maggot up? I just want to leave these back to block, honestly. Like, I'm not really getting through their board very well. Can't show the helmet, not put the helmet on. I need them to release like a medieval set so I can, you know, wear this as my costume sometime soon. It still smells and tastes like rust in here. Need to get it cleaned. But like I have to wear this on stream every once in a while for tax purposes, otherwise I can't deduct the $75 I spent on this helmet on my taxes this year. Maybe next year, right? Yeah, next year actually. Yeah, that new used helmet smell. The problem is I also can't really see. I think we've tried this in the past, trying to put my glasses on through the holes doesn't really work. But it's not like I couldn't see through the bars, but my vision's just not good enough to I could just see like vague shapes on the board here. And my vision's been deteriorating rapidly. Dude, they -5'd Grist, but they just relicked. What are they doing? into shame concession. What are you doing? Dude, oh no, poor insects. I mean, they only have 10 minutes on their clock too. That's game 1. All right, Emperion over Sundering Titan. Definitely gonna bring a Needle for Grist. What is that? That was a game, huh? What's the copy pasta? Modern Horizons 2 is like literally 2 decks. Something like that. Will come with Doll, Asmo plus Doll, baby. I want like one more. I probably want 2 mites, right? Maybe 3. There's Saga deck with File. Maybe 2 is the right number. They also have relics and stuff. They'll kind of trash for treasure because they're gonna have like a decent amount of hate. No, yeah, sorry. I mean, what are we gonna? The stupid release of 1 got delayed by a week. So like, what are we gonna talk? What are we gonna do all week? I was already like just dying to get new cards. Literally, what are we gonna do? I might keep this hand. That might be step 1 on the what are we gonna do plan. Yeah, Dark Souls all week. I feel like we could maybe get the run if we did it all week, but probably need to bring home the bread a little bit. Yeah, they pushed back the release Doom to next Tuesday. Just found out this morning. Horrible news. I'm gonna kill the Vial over the Saga here, right? Because then they just get another Vial, and I just go Finale for another Mite, kill the kill the other Vial. They have their own Mite? Yeah, they do have their own Mite. It's okay. Yeah, I think it was just digital release that was pushed back. I'm not really sure. We saw an article out that confirmed it. Go down memory lane with all decks. We'll see. I'll figure something out. Listen, you don't become a modern streamer without figuring out a way to make this format interesting all the time. Or maybe Magic streaming in general just can be kind of it could be work sometimes. It is not the most interesting game all the time. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I should have played the Stomping Ground so I could get a food token next turn. I'm gonna keep going after their mana, I think. This is maybe incorrect, but if this is wrong, I don't want to be right. Really can't be that bad. I think I'm discarding Emperion. Do I take deck text for R1? I mean, I'll take them, I guess. I'll take them. Give to me all the deck texts. Maybe I'm casting Daredevil. What a match, huh? Just one Esther, and then a little bit of coffee too, like a half a cup. If you're still here, I don't know when that message was sent. Storming off, huh? Yeah, that'd be fine. Or there's just the coffee in the fridge if you don't want to make it. But if you have time, that'd be awesome. Especially in this cold, cold weather. I don't know why people want to play Umra Grave. Imagine Umra Grave here over just like my freaking 4-2 army. I love playing against Grixis decks with Daredevil, by the way, because like basically everything other than like a Grixis control deck doesn't care that much about you like looping Daredevils. But Grixis control's like, what in the world do I ever do about this? Edel, I think with 11 months, thank you. And which is, you know, not the only problem that Grixis control decks have in Modern, but among the list. Yeah, I just think we take it. Maybe leave the Mutt back to block. That's probably correct. I guess I can also Cookbook back. Haywire Mite, play Haywire Mite, and activate on the Shadowspear. Stacks, the $10. The deck stacks are actually 15 now. Mostly on account of greed and selfishness. You understand. Oh, right, I forgot. Inflation, that's right. Honestly, it's like really demand. Like when they were $10, like we couldn't get through a stream with like less than 10 deck decks. It was rough. Yeah, post a link in the chat too, Stacks. We'll get to it. Deck decks with YouTube is hard to watch. Yeah, I've had that feedback a lot. And all I can say is I really appreciate the YouTube warriors for sticking it out and watching anyways. I think I'm gonna I got blocked in a sec. All the YouTube warriors for sticking it out. You're all heroes to me. Well, just got my graveyard shuffled in, so we're just passing back here. Then whenever I see it in the chat Stacks, I'll get to it. I'm probably getting gristed here though. Imagine only getting one insect when you plus grist in the insect tribal deck. Dude, Mutt is so good. I love that Mutt is like constructed playable modern card. Is it Planeswalkers usually? Yeah, just creatures. Alright, 3-0. 3-0. Beating the 3 best decks in Modern. Hammer Time, Murktide, Insect. Togo, thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well today. Give me a shout out for Togo in the chat, maybe. We're gonna mulligan to 6, so is my opponent. This hand's pretty good if it draws a land, and we're on the draw. The problem is, like, our one land is Saga. I think I'm gonna go to 5. I think that the Blasphemous Act is probably not very playable. I could be wrong. I would likely just want to sideboard this against matchups like Hammer Time, Yawgmoth that actually play enough creatures into the board for you. I don't know if I like main decking it. I also don't think I really like the Cleansing Wildfire package very much in a deck that curves out at 4. I guess you have the Hardcast, Furies. Let's go to 5 here. I think because I have Mutt to discard this, I'm just going to put back the Engineer. I wonder if you just want to be playing Dragon Rage's Channeler over Sentinel. Because you're already playing the Baubles, you have a lot of non-creature spells, and what's cool is like you know, Channeler of course is a lot of early game pressure, and having access to that early game pressure does seem like particularly relevant if you're trying to burn your opponent out with like Unholy Heat on your own guy, Flame Slash on your own guy. Ranger Captain? Ranger Captain's a pretty good card. Probably pretty occupied with the Storm Wild Caprador spot. Yeah, let's go Mutt, discard Portal. Hope to draw Trash for Treasure. If not, we can go Steelseeker Cookbook and do some digging. I don't think I'm going to be chump blocking this turn. I would probably play the 3rd Justice Strike before the 4th Flame Slash. I think I play DRC over Esper Sentinel. And I want to get these Cleansing Wildfires out of here. So you can play Ranger Captain. You can play Esper Sentinel instead. Ooh, while we're blocking. I'd blame Dingo. I think I saw that Dingo was playing Bushwhacker today. Hopefully I don't have to do any chump blocking. Looking mostly for Trash for Treasure here. We'll take an Asmo. Cyber looks pretty standard. Yeah, I want the Wildfires out of the deck. I'm just gonna take 5. I'm not dead to 1 Bolt. I'm dead to a Tarkus Command. Yeah, but if we can find an Asmo, a Finale, or a Trash for Treasure, we're doing fine here, I think. So I'm going to trigger my upkeep to get like a Scry. Could also potentially crack this for a food if I draw a Forest. Haywire Mite wouldn't be the worst. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the graveyard though. And that's a brick. Can play the 2nd Steelseeker. I think it's probably better to go Cookbook, looking for Asmo basically. I can even can also like sacrifice a food for life this turn. That might end up being better than anything else. But if I find an Asmo, I can Scrapwork Mutt into it. Okay, so sack a food for life, go to 7, probably chump. I'm dead to Bolt no matter what, I guess. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna be gaining the 3 though, and hoping they don't have a burn spell. All right, definitely some loose thoughts. I'm a little stuck on what I want over the Wildfires. That's like the main thing I'm a little stuck on. Oh, Bruin? We're Bruin. Yeah, we're doing a deck tag. It's also, I think, very likely the case that you might just want to play like the white. Thank you, sweetie. The white fetchable plains that could put a counter on things. I think that's a card I'm interested in. You can go land Asmo of Steelseeker Cookbook. I can't draw the Asmo if I go Steelseeker Cookbook there. Yeah, idyllic range. Alright, still a lot of good top decks. Okay, opponent seems to be flooded. We've been doing some digging too. Okay, there's our Asmo. Wonderful. I have no cards in their hand, so Asmo gets to kill 2 creatures. So Asmo can, so we can go cast Cookbook, make 3 foods, kill 3 creatures, or we can kill 2 creatures, make a construct, which is probably better than that line because we don't have to sacrifice for the Gingerbread Cabin. Cast Seeker first. I think that I don't think so. I think that just making a token is gonna be better than Steelseeker because we're not chump blocking this way. Still dead to a top decked burn spell, not that the top deck Bushwhacker. Is there any reason to do now? I guess I'm dead to Boros Charm no matter what. Kill 2, gain 3. So the only way I can kill 2 and gain 3 is if I sacrifice my fetch land, so it's like I'm gaining 2 instead of gaining 3. Well, I guess so I can play my cookbook. So I can go to 6. Kill, take 2. Yeah, I guess that plays around the bolts. Yeah. Dude, the Yavimaya is hard carrying here. Thought about Asmo in the deck? Yeah, Asmo's maybe a good direction to go. It's a lot of slots, though. But yeah, maybe Asmo's the better package. You can't afford Saga. That's true. Mostly true. If you have like 23 lands, you could probably play Saga. Like, it will eventually be a white source because you can get your Springleaf Drum. But Aether Wild him. Dude, they got so flooded this game. Wow. Oh, I think I could have killed them with Stuffy Doll here. Dang it. Because I was going to go floated mana, get a Springleaf Drum, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looks at a land to finale for Stuffy Doll. Dang it. Okay, that counts though. I mean, I could have missed, but YouTube watchers, that counts as killing someone with Stuffy Doll. And it would be silly to even like imply that it doesn't count there. But Spike, you literally didn't do it. I can't believe you'd bring that up. I can't believe you bring it up that I didn't... Just because I didn't kill someone with Stuffy Doll means it doesn't count. What is the world coming to? Probably leave it on mine because they can have like rest in peace maybe. Yeah, that counts as maybe like 0.8, 0.6. Pyrite Spellbomb. I don't... Do they play Sanctifier? Should I guess we could maybe play a Pyrite Spellbomb anyways. Maybe better than Dusk. Well, got a full house of Steelseekers and Mutts. I don't like it, obviously, but... Asmo is like this deck's best plan, and so like if we draw Asmo or Finale, this hand is like almost definitely a win. Which I think maybe on 7 I'd mulligan this hand, but on 6 you probably just have to keep on the draw against Bushwhacker Zoo and hope. And then Goblin Guide will be our friend. No, Goblin Guide was our enemy today. Sorry, I opened my phone and it's just beep 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 beep. Is Pyrophemia unplayable in the Self-Inflict Shell? I don't know what that card does. It does not mean it's unplayable, but I'm not familiar with it. Thank you, Crispy. Yeah, the Souls has been really fun. we're gonna, and you know, today's a pretty hype day for the Souls because we're now going to be resuming or like really starting for the first time, to be honest. Real no hit attempts. I think we're finally at the spot where like we're not super likely to get it on any one given day, but it like the run feels like it's possible that we could get it on any given day with enough luck and enough patience and good mindset, which is really exciting. And excited even just thinking about it. Ooh, that's interesting. So I want to get my hand empty. Maybe discard my drum. Yeah, good timing for it too. Okay, deck tech for Larynx. If you post link in chat, I'll take a look. Pyrohemia. At the beginning of each step, if no creatures in the battlefield, sacrifice it. Deal 1 damage to each creature player. Yeah, that card's I think way too slow for Modern, especially when it's comboing with like another 4-mana spell. Yeah, Dingo was playing the Zoo deck this morning, or at least I saw that was what his stream title was. Budding. Interesting that they played the Beside You out here also. Gunthor. Great username. Gunthor. Oh, is it just like Gunther? I mean, I think I should probably actually play my Red Source. Even if it costs me a damage here. My father was Thor. My mother was a gun. That's why they call me Gunthor. Not Gunther. And so for the few months, would it be a step I started trying to call Conspiring Spike? I played the same decks I was playing on stream. I wouldn't think I'd be upset. Awesome gun. That's very cool. I wish there wasn't an RCQ in my area, sadly. They posted deck type. Oh, I missed it. No, thank you. Rakdos Scasmo. Scam Asmo, I see. This is a deck I've thought about a couple of times. I think that it is a deck that is worth looking at. Oh, whoops. I guess this is fine. I mean, that's another Tarkus command now. Dude, Dead to Gore Claim Rampager. Well, I should have played around it. Fuck. It's still to play for game 3, though. Me with the 4 months? I thought the other one was 2 power. You have to, okay, if you're gonna play an Asmo deck, you have to play 4. This is like, I don't even know if this is intentional, but like you're jumping through a lot of hoops to get to play Asmo. You have 4 Underworld Cookbook in your deck. You have 3 Ovalchase Daredevil. You should probably have 4. Why aren't you playing 4 Asmo? What is going on? You have to play 4. I guess the Agadeem's Awakening for Grief card count is fine. I'm not usually a big Agadeem's Awakening fan. So you have 17, 19 lands. It's fine. Probably keepable. I'm not a big fan of the Street Wraiths here. I think that, like, usually if I'm playing Asmo, I want a different enabler than Street Wraiths. So, like, Fable of the Mirror Breaker is, like, a good one that you can have. You also have your Seasoned Pyromancer. I guess Seasoned Pyromancer is an enabler. Fable's usually a bit better because, like, you get to play it on turn 3, and then the discard always happens on turn 4, but it's kind of awkward when you have Spyro on turn 3. And then if you want to go to discard, you can't really it's hard to cast the Asmo on the same turn, if that makes sense. So you might have to do something like cut the Voidwalkers, cut the Street Wraiths, play the 4th Asmo. I mean, maybe Street Wraith is, like, unfortunately, like, better, though. Ooh, rough. Oh, no. Alright. I accept. Fuck. I mean, I obviously could have won, or could have played around the Gore Clan last game. Wow. I accept. We have a Breach and a Blast. I think that it's likely... So we were talking about it the other day, and I think I kind of shot it down a little bit, but the more I'm thinking about it, the more it's like almost... It's probably just better than the Light of the Stages. Alright, Bushwhacker Zoo was the deck that felled us. Probably could have played a bit better game 2. Yeah, I don't know about my opponent's exact list, but I saw that Dingo was playing 8-Whack this morning. Probably Grixis Shadow. Giganta into Tarn, Blood Crypt. Yeah, maybe we'll play 8 Blast with Breach. Like, I think again I kind of just had this thought that the Breaches were probably better than the Light of the Stages that are like somewhat stock in the 8 Blast list. We're doing Stuffy Doll. We're trying to target with Asmo. We've been winning a lot this league, but we were gonna combo kill. So we were gonna finale for Stuffy Doll and kill my opponent, but then they scooped. We were counting it for the purposes of YouTube. This list could go Persist on Earth with Discard Bone Shards, Book Fable. We're talking about the Asmo list or this list we're playing right now. I'll say like whenever you if you're talking about this deck or like any deck where it's like, oh, this could play Persist on Earth, Discard Bone Shards, Book Fable. Like 4 of those cards are cards I'm not playing at the moment, and it just like really no matter how you cook it, you're suggesting like completely reworking the list and like cutting half the spells, which is, you know, something you can do sometimes. Oh, the Asmo deck, yeah, just a lot. It's always awkward to play Unearth in your Fury Grief deck, but not the end of the world, of course. What this list? Alright, what are you looking at, Dune? Oh, I saw this list. It kind of... I liked it, honestly. I don't know if it's correct. But, I liked it. I really like the 4 bolts over the... I agree that Lightning Bolt is better than Galvanic Blast in these shells. I was actually working on an updated Oni Cult Anvil list I thought looked kind of good. And I was also playing, I think I was playing 4 Bolt 3 Blast in that shell. Maybe it was a little bit different. Yeah, I thought this looked good though. I think that maybe, like, I don't know. There's maybe some numbers I'd mess around with, but I liked it. Like, I would honestly be like likely to play the 4th Goyf with the 4th Ren. I don't think I would play the Veils, like, ever. Their curve is so low. Yeah, but I did like this list a lot, so shout out to VCS. Alright, very good draw for my opponent. And they're on the play. Bullshit. Casting our Dragon Engine? I don't think so. I think I'm going to cast a Mutt and hope to find an Asmo or get some action going. Chump blockers in play for Shadow. Yeah, this league's been awesome. Has Mutt been flexible enough to consider as a value card and less synergistic brews? I mean, no. Like, it's definitely a synergy card. Definitely a synergy card. Apparently, you know, since Brothers War or 1's release was delayed by like 5 days on Magic Online, it's gonna we'll definitely be spending some time blasting, I think. You're a cool guy, but I'm never scooping for you or any friends in any quarterfinals. That's fine. That's fine. Raph, too much you can thank you. I don't know if you're referencing something. Blasting like 8 Blast, yeah. Like 8 Blast. Phyrexia's late on Magic Online. It comes out on Tuesday now. Interesting that they're playing Kroxa over Breach. I'm gonna concede though. Very, very threat-heavy hand. Okay, I'm gonna bring in the Emperion, I think, over the Titan. I'm gonna bring in the Ensnaring Bridge. Titan's honestly not that bad though. I'm gonna bring in the Lantern because they're on Kroxa. I mean, that's also okay against Breach. Gonna cut the Mite. I mean, they might have Hearse, they might have Breach. We can keep in the Mite. Blocks Ragavan. Blocks Ragavan. The tweet, the guy had his friend scooping quarterfinals, then lost 1-2. Oh, brutal. I mean, I don't think I've ever had anybody scoop to me like just out of friendliness if they like weren't like already queued. Maybe not. No, I don't think so. Okay, well, I do have a story kind of related to that though. So let me sideboard real quick and I can tell. Got the drum. Got the engine. Got the engine. Having the bit in the trophy race. Yeah, but every time it happened in the trophy race, we like... No, it didn't. No, there was one time we like kind of had to count it. But like if it happened early, we just scooped. It happened, I think, 2 times. I don't know. I think it didn't happen very often. But what happened? It was an RCQ, and me and my friend Mickey, who I've told I think a lot of stories about Mickey on this channel. Can't bring back the Mite actually. I told a lot of stories about Mickey, but we were both like 3-0 in this RCQ. The RCQ was like 6 or 7 rounds. And like X1-1 we thought for sure was going to be live for top 8, and so it was the last RCQ also. It was the last ever RCQ, and me and Mickey both really wanted to top 8, and you know we had played the Team Pro Tour together like not that long before that, and I even like had a good matchup against him. I was playing... I can't remember what I was playing. He was playing like a Devoted Druid deck. He was like the last Devoted Druid player in the world. I was playing some Is it Shell? And I was like, what if we just drew? What if we just drew? And then just, you know, then all we have to do is go 2-1 in the next 3 rounds. And then neither of us did go 2-1 in the next 3 rounds, but we did draw. We did draw out of friendship. I'm not sure what I really want to engineer for. Bliss with the $15. Post a link in chat. I'll take a look. It might have been standard. I can't remember. Maybe like the rest of that's right. I can't remember what decks we were playing. I'm pretty sure Mickey played Devoted Druid that one. I think it was modern for the last one, but maybe it was standard. They all kind of blur together. They're also like in the same location, I think. Yeah, if they're pushing the Mutt over the Engineer, that's maybe a win. Maybe we're getting Ensnaring Bridge. Maybe we get Portal and just set up for Trash for Treasure to be good. Am I gonna try to tempt our Devoted Druid? Of course. Dude, I am like itching. I'm shaking with anticipation, trying to in preparation for Brothers War, but they delayed the release and I'm fuming now. Moral of the stories, don't have friends. Yeah, maybe. I mean, no, not maybe. Always friends are important. Friends are good. I was gonna have some. I thought I would have something funny to say. No. Honestly, like Magic isn't worth playing without friends. To be quite frank, I would recommend playing a different game, like Dark Souls, by yourself, just trying to no-hit it. Will Trumville had some trouble versus Solitudes and Vigors. Thought 2 Spellskite over Sphere Everflowing. Yeah, I've actually been thinking about exactly that change. I actually haven't really had that much trouble against Solitude decks. Solitude decks, I think, are usually pretty easy. I mean, Force of Vigor, you're an artifact deck. It's you know, you're going to get got by Force of Vigor sometimes. Okay, so I'm going to go make a token, get a Springleaf Drum. Wait, did I cut the drum? I almost cut the drum. I don't think I did, though. I think I cut the engine instead. Yeah, never cut the drum. Except for sometimes. The problem is, like, if you cut the spheres, like, you only have 8 green sources for Star, or for Ancient Stirrings. I think you need minimum 10. So, and then one problem too is, like, if you cut Everflowing Chalice, your Scrap Troller is just not that good of a card. The chalices have been really good for me. But one thing you could do is you could maybe just play 4 Spellskites and play like 1 Scrap Trawler in the main, and then, or you could do something like 4 Spellskites, 3 Spheres, no Scrap Trawler, no Everflowing Chalice would probably be how you have to do it. So I was kind of thinking about that this morning, and like I haven't been testing it. Maybe something we test on stream. Very, very difficult decision tree there, in my opinion. It's a good draw. Yeah, you know, honestly, I love that a lot of people have been picking up the Anviltron list, and I would not oppose any help playtesting it, because like it's at the point where like any changes are like pretty minute. Play 1 Spellskite main. Yeah, Spellskite's a really, really good card. Like, again, it's a lot of dominoes, right? Where the Everflowing Chalice Scrap Trawler package is good, and I would love to be able to just cut 2 spheres for 2 Spellskites, but I don't think you can play only 8 green sources, and like sphere is like not even like that consistent of a green source. You know what I mean? Okay, this still kills the Shadow, because this will get sacked on the instep. It'll still have 6 damage on it, but it's also killing my token. They should have responded to me casting the Asmo, probably. Whatever happened to Wandering Mind? I don't know. I was kind of looking at that card recently. I didn't think it was... Still don't think it's too bad. Yeah, Burn is one of your worst matchups as Anviltron. I've been thinking about cutting the second forest, or the third forest for the second Beseiju. I'm not sure. It's obviously like somewhat close. Like, that's the kind of like change that you want to make, because like you lose the hate cards more often, but it makes you a little bit worse against Beseiju, which is a problem, and makes you a little bit worse against Blood Moon. But I think like a 2-2 split of Forest Beseiju is maybe correct. Guess I should be. Well, I don't want to make all tokens right now, because I could draw Sarinth Steelseeker, I guess. So we'll just do 1. Yeah, Leveler is so good. Leveler is amazing. Oh, whoops. I meant to stack that the other way. I guess I'll discard. Still in really good shape. Is Scam a bad matchup for this deck? I have really trouble beating it. One of the biggest issues with Scam is like if you win game 1, it's usually okay. I find that the biggest problem is mostly with like the sideboard cards and Dothief Voidwalker. I think that the other version of food is a lot better against Scam because it's a lot easier for them to hate on your like combo package. But I think that the other version of food is much closer. This one is probably favored for Scam, yeah. Does blue-white control a good matchup? Blue-white is bad against every deck, so yeah. Close hand, close hand. Hand's pretty good if we draw one land. Puts on a mulligan to 6, we'll join them. We won't make them mulligan by themselves. That would be incredibly callous. Bliss's deck tech. I missed it. I missed a deck tech. I did. Sorry, I totally missed it. Bliss, if you post your link in chat again, I'll take a look. Okay, turn 1 Steam Vents, so Lightning Bolt and or Spell Pierce up. Cut the Ruin for second Besage You. Yeah, I mean, I think the Ruin's been pretty good, but that is something you could do if you want to add Spellskite to the deck. Is you can cut like Ruin for a green source. If you cut the Ruin for a green source, then that could be an easy way to just get one Spellskite in the deck. And like since you like already kind of want second Besage You, maybe that's fine. It's definitely a combo. Yeah, we're up against Gracious Shadow here. Thank you, Bliss. Sorry I missed it. Just yell at me if I miss it in the future. I'm not trying to scam anybody. Okay, we got a Malticore. Okay, I talked about doing something very similar to this in my YouTube 1 review. I would personally just start with 4 Malticore. I wanna cast the card as often as I can and get a good feel for how powerful it is. I also think I'd be somewhat likely to play Urza over Solitude in this kind of deck, where Urza is also like good with Ephemerate and okay, so I have Needle for hers, right? Or did I not bring in the Needle? I have Haywire Mite still. I have Haywire Mite, okay. I don't want to run into Spell Pierce. Sorry for all the... I keep meaning to mute my phone, I keep not. But yeah, I want to play Urza to get as my like extra Ephemerate targets. It's like really synergistic, very powerful in the shell. Solitude is okay, but I think you could be, I would be more interested in like sideboarding them than main decking them, especially when you already have access to Portable Hole for some interaction. I've kind of had like a mixed opinion on Voyager stuff lately. I'm not like really like as enamored with it as I once was. It's very cool, but I've been like somewhat underwhelmed. It's probably worth continuing to try in this shell. I'd also be, I think, interested in trying to play the full 4 Pithing Needles in the main, or Mishra's Baubles in the main deck, since they go pretty well with Malachor. So I'm trying to think like exactly what the cuts are, because I want to play 4 Urza. And I want to play 4 Malachors. I wonder if you can play 21 lands. You have 4 Springleaf Drum. 4 Springleaf Drum, sorry, that's way too many. Without like the Ornithopter Midnight package, I think that four of those cards are way too many. Okay, so I'm gonna Finale here, and if this gets countered by Drown, I'll play Cookbook and Haywire Mite. But I do kind of feel like they potentially have a Spell Pierce. Then maybe it was just the Bolt, but I'm okay if they Spell Pierce. I have a second Cookbook in my hand. Everything is gravy. Ooh, although maybe I was supposed to crack my other fetch first, because now they could kill my Mite. I mean, if they kill my Mite, that's not the end of the world. Yeah, so I want to see you on like 1 Springleaf Drum, no Solitudes. Oh wait, the Solitudes are gone. Oh no, this is tough. The live editing, I don't know what the card counts are. 1 Springleaf, I think 1 Springleaf Drum, 4 Malachor, 4 Urza is just like equals the number of splits, right? So you're -3 Solitude, -3 Drum, plus 4 Urza, plus 1 Malachor. Then I guess there's one more spot. Yeah, I want the Flicker artifact in the main still. I'm just saying I'm speculative on it. Oh, the 4th Bauble. The 4th Bauble was the extra spot. So I think that's how I would me building the main deck at the moment. No, you're good, Blitz. I think we got it. And I think I'd probably just play 4 Solitude, no Dispatch in the sideboard. You could play a split. That's something that you'll just determine over time. I will say that I actually feel really strongly that Metallic Rebuke is like much worse than Flusterstorm in the sideboard of these decks. You can obviously play like any of these cards. You can play the new one, the new Misstep, but I am of the opinion that this card is like you basically only ever bring this card in against Cascade decks or Creativity, Metallic Rebuke, and like that, and Flusterstorm is like, you know, just a better counterspell, for lack of a more eloquent way to put it, just a better counterspell in those matchups. Yeah, you could put Dispatch also like 1 or 2 in the main, or like 1 or 2 Solitudes in the main if you feel like you have a flex spot, but some loose thoughts on the deck we still have to build. I think, you know, that's how I'll start, but, you know, we'll see how good Malticore is. Like, it's possible that, like, the curve is too high for Malticore in this style deck. It's possible you have to play, like, Min-Mite and, like 4 Springleaf Drum, 4 Min-Mite. Okay, not going to discard anything. Time will tell, though. Dude, my opponent casts Kolagon's Command against the Artifact deck. How are we not dead? You think there's anything to Cookbook Malticore as it works with artifact tokens? Yeah, I do. I think that, you know, one issue is that Malticore is a blue-white card, and Asmo decks are usually black or red, so you have to be Esper. But you could play it in, like, the Esper Time Civ deck, maybe. You could play it in, you know, a few different shells. Yeah, one card in hand. Put Giganta in hand. 2 cards in hand. You got some options. Mutt, huh? Kind of wish I had my Dragon Engine still in the deck. I've played Dragon Engine in this matchup and found it to be like a little clunky sometimes. Okay. Pass back, I guess. Why not Engineer for Titan or something to trash for treasure book next turn? I think that, like, just getting more pressure on the board that turn with the Asmo made more sense to me, especially when if I draw a land, I can Engineer plus Trash for Treasure all in one turn. So here, is it better to Cookbook back Engineer, or is it better to play the Mutt? Also Cookbook back Asmo. I think I'm gonna play the Mutt. Lots of amount of Saga targets. I think it's. I mean, you're okay to play a lot of Saga targets in a deck like that. I think you had a fine number. Discard Mutt, then trash. I don't have. What am I trashing for? I'm gonna chump block, I think. Second Hearse is kind of tough. Makes the Trash for Treasure plan much worse. They might main phase tap the Hearse to get rid of my Mutt. But then they open me up to Daredevil a bit more. So they might Hearse in response to me mudding. We're F17 still, a lot of good top decks. It's a good draw. Alright, so we'll go Steelseeker, Unearth Mutt. Okay. This is fine. I don't think they're... Oh, dude, I could even... If I have to mill something relevant... I guess if I just find a land, I'll, like, Trash for Treasure back a Cookbook. Because the Trash isn't doing much else into this Hearse, right? Grants and Subtle Juggernaut is another fast win con for this deck. I think that's not better than any other option. Okay. Did not find a land to cast my Trash for Treasure, unfortunately. May still be able to bait the Hearse, though. Morning, Clyde.
Gonna gain 3 life this turn cycle, probably. Pretty sure I'll be upkeep tapping, discarding a Daredevil just for a scry. If they hearse the Daredevil, I'll just discard again. I won't tap my second cookbook so carelessly. It would maybe even like set me up to get a Asmo into play. If they tap the hearse, I can like sack the second cookbook to pick up the Asmo here. Although I would lose my Daredevil. Got a lot of good draws here though. Oh no! Fuck! I meant to just. Damn it! I meant to not keep that one. I meant to put it in the graveyard. Guess we're keeping it. Casting. Not the end of the world. So many trash for treasures. I'll just discard this one now. Kind of looking for Saga. Finale is really nice though. Finale is really, really nice for next turn. So they have 9 points of power in play, plus 4 if they crew the hearse. They would have to like iteration into stuff to kill me, but I think it's probably better to sack a food to gain life since I'm only gonna have oh no, I can do a third cookbook. No, I need to keep the other cookbook in my hand to discard to the second one, maybe. This is my new Gruel Food Brew. Finally played again. It's not the new one. It's there's 2 versions. There's this version that plays Trash for Treasure, and then there's like the Troll King version. And this one's like a bit better against the linear decks. Is kind of the big key difference. They graveyard a Death Shadow. Dude, I thought for sure I just muted this. I felt low in the food deck. I think it's like not good at all. We'll see. Or like much worse than Rin and 6 would be, and I'm not interested in it as like the 5th Rin and 6. I know you can like Steelseeker into it, but I'm just not a fan. Not a fan. All right, so if they drew Drown, good beats. Alright, so I'll grab the last cookbook, discard Daredevil, see what we find. Kind of hoping to maybe just find a land to discard instead of the Daredevil. Also, that's a fetch land. We could get a cottage, which has implications. Another Steelseeker's not bad. But I think we just discard the other cookbook. This way we don't expose the Daredevil to the hearse. Then we can Asmo 3 times. Okay. I don't really see much reason to not just do this main phase. I could find like a Mutt. I don't know if the Mutt's that helpful though. I'll just equip the Shadowspear to the Steelseeker here and attack for 2. If they have removal spell, they're going to want to kill the Asmo. What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike. Thank you, Warfleet, for the bits. I struggle against Amulet with Red-Green Food. Yeah, the biggest issue for me against Amulet with Food is honestly Cultivator Colossus. Because a lot of times you're able to, like, Haywire Mite their Sagas and their amulets, and you're able to like hold up Asmo to kill Titan, but then they just packed for Cultivator Colossus, and it's like there's just like nothing you can do. Explosives on 0. 1 card in my opponent's hand. Okay, here's a play. So I'm going to go discard my Daredevil and my upkeep, exposing it to the hearse, but if they hearse, then I'm able to Sack this cookbook, get back Asmo, and cast Asmo this turn. Don't have any more cookbooks in the deck, though. But I think this is correct. Ooh, nice. Oh, no, I didn't miss lethal because I didn't have enough mana to go engineer for Mutt, unearth Mutt, but I can do that next turn for 2 extra damage. I think I recommend to beat Paralysis Food. Some people in Asmo Discord have been going to Leyline of the Void to stop the breach side of the deck. I don't know if that's the problem. Like, I feel like the main way I lose is I just get, like, super run over, so I feel like I'd be more interested in playing, like, 1-mana removal spells. I don't know. It's just, it's not that good of a matchup. Alright, so what are we doing with these treasure chests? Should I save them for one? I have 30 of them right now. The set is released by, like, a whole week. Should probably be saving them. It shouldn't open them, though. Let's save them. Let's save them.